Hello, friends. I am MovieRecap NL, and this is an orphan film. In the future, people will be forced to use special masks in order not to die from poisoned air. Surely in the future, the air will be so polluted that it will be equally impossible to go outside without special masks. The internet campaign allows people to walk for 6 hours without masks so that it works properly. However, it is possible that wearing it will become a habit, and it can only be bought and sold at that time. Salomon recorded a video of the internet campaign quickly producing and delivering the product. When this happened, people panicked and began to want to present the product that Salomon had produced. At the same time, the last green zones on Earth reported news about the air being poisoned. This indicated that soon it would be completely impossible to breathe on Earth. What kind of person is Ella who wants to advertise the internet campaign's product? At that time, Dam truthfully explained the situation to the girl in Judea and canceled her commercials due to the reason. Hearing this, the bride Gina warned that they needed to protect themselves. However, she was arguing with her boyfriend. Telly wanted to trust Ella about this, but Gina reminded that today was her mother's death anniversary and that some compromises were needed. Ella, worried about Gina, told Telly that she had to take her to the metro and insisted on going there. Gina invited her to party, but the girl's heart was not in the celebration. At the same time, Telly was arguing with the educated people. They say that after picking up the grown ones, Telly sat down in one place without interruption and began to observe the house and rooms. He saw Salomon and the spiders working attentively on the roof. Telly tried Salomon's product, enjoyed it, and guessed it was a new kind of drug. The spider put the product in the freezer, but Telly cautiously stole it. After that, he took orders from the streets and delivered it to previously unknown locations. A man with Salomon's anger saw Telly and Gina while leaving the laboratory. The internet campaign tested the newly produced drugs on users, but after a few minutes, they all died. Such a result was unacceptable for the campaign leader. Because of the negligence of his parents, Eric told his son, who was living in the city, to pay some money to a street vendor. Hearing this, Eric got angry and told them not to forgive. The ex-wife Angela, who was involved in the matter, moved to another city and reported the events. Eric was worried about his son being forced to live in a dangerous area. While the country was mourning, Ella watched the photo of her deceased model mother and thought people respected her only because she resembled her mother. Her father, who had stayed in another country to help helpless people, made her angry. The lonely girl finally decided to go to the party. At the same time, players who could not find another place tried to take the successful drug. But Ella saw them together and became a witness to the transport of the drugs. At the fourth time, confused, she took the successful product out of her memory and went away, and the betrayed Ella went to the bar where she felt suffocated. After that, the burden of the meeting hung on Telly's neck, but it didn't matter to him. The girl, wearing glasses, entered the bathhouse where Brian, who came from her dreams, gave her water, but the girl did not really sleep. Then Brian was thrown out beaten and fell asleep. The girl, ignoring the news from the bride, lay down and fell into a desperate bath. At the same time, the lost product fell into the bathhouse. Ella quickly hid underwater. The guard finally realized that the product was lost. After the guards left, Ella came out from underwater and lost the product. Deli informed the guards about this, but when she returned, Ella was still there. The guards who caught her started to beat her with their caps, and she, while fighting back with her cap, accidentally stabbed Telly with a needle and left him lying down. Soon, the police arrived and everyone turned back. Salomon's men searched the place and saw the scene clearly. The young man, seeing the girl's injury marks on her arm, thought deeply about the drug's effect. The door left open by Salomon became a trap for Ella. The girl who escaped from the van protected her courage with the guards and returned to the street, trying to break the game that had become a problem for her. The girl gave the drug to the faithful, and together they went up to the roof. Hearing this, the guards went upstairs while the old men on the roof threw skulls from the roof onto the street. Ella also jumped from the middle and saw his death. Gina arrived and said that Ella had pushed him to death. While calling the police, Ella jumped from the fence onto the road and happily got into Brian's car. She left before the police arrived. A secret man watching Salomon witnessed all of this, and Ella knew about it too. At the same time, Brian was unhappy, but he was hurting Ella's arm with a sharp object, but the stranger came and showed Ella a place. She didn't know that Brian had cut her wrist. Her sharp nail came off by itself. The girl, confused and in pain, felt terror because the wounds on her body were not healing. Going to the hospital, Ella showed the terrible wounds on her face to avoid imprisonment. The scared nurse quickly withdrew her guards. The girl who came to one of the patient's wards was also listened to by the nurse, and this was a betrayal to Grawl. Ella gave the nurse the remaining wounds in a grateful manner. At the same time, Eric learned the full details about the incident. Salomon's spy was caught again. Brian informed the police about Ella's torn nail, and Eric became interested. Salomon and the spiders found Ella's broken nail in the bath and took it. Seeing Ella, Gina started to work on her, but the girl who could forget her was barely convinced to help her. Looking in the mirror and breaking down, Ella saw her body beginning to rot and panicked. After taking Gina's phone, Ella learned that Telly's phone was with the guards and they were asking what they wanted and sending news. Then Salomon called and Ella agreed to the deal. Eric's informant revealed that Lazarus was close and there were no raw materials left for the new drug's production, and quickly increased the manufacturing of the new drug. Eric's men started tracking Lazarus in Luxembourg, but there was nothing but a tablet connected to them in the building. On it was news about Eric. Then the raw materials left were enough for drug production, and competition was expected soon. Eric, who sat down with his father, said the reason for giving a few weeks for the new drug's production was to spend some time together. But his father only gave 3 days. Salomon's 3 spies came and Spider put them to sleep and took them away. Seeing this, Gina called her friend by phone and warned her. Salomon took Ella home and Eric's man saw it. Tied to a chair, Ella's broken nail was freed. The spiders brought a knife to her arrival, spit acid on them, and burned Spider's hand. At that moment, the police arrived and a fight started, and Salomon, who gave Spider the last sample drug, promoted him. Police officers rushed inside and took Ella into custody. They connected the laboratory to Salomon's communication system. Gina, seeing the police taking her friend, didn't know what to do and did nothing. Ella's ear, crying on camera, suddenly detached and a robotic ear appeared in its place. Eric came to court and accused Salomon of working against him. The young man, looking carefully at Ella, came to Salomon and offered a large bribe to release them. The spies watching them were from Spider's group. At the investigation center, Eric calmed Ella down for the examination. Her DNA was mutating. This meant she was becoming immortal. Eric, struggling in the basement, read a list of crimes that could lead to Salomon's imprisonment and again offered him a deal, but Salomon refused because he wanted everyone to be involved in drug sales. Angry with this, Eric told his men to destroy the world and the innovations and take revenge on his people. The stranger Ella protected the half-mutant. Eric revealed that mutation caused the air to become poisonous and breathing was impossible. Her body was producing enzymes useful in processing internet drugs. Seeing his daughter in danger, Eric called her father and explained the struggle with Salomon Barshin. After that, if the patient agreed to the treatment, he said he would help her return to her previous state after the tests. His daughter signed all the necessary documents with full confidence. The stranger Ella was talking on the radio with her father behind thick walls, but the locator ears could hear their conversation. Eric tried medical tests to kill her by removing the enzymes from her body. Ella coughed, heard everything, sent gas to the house, and fainted. A few days later, Spider brought the necessary drugs and took them to the laboratory. The doctors who came to take Ella for the next test protected her belts from being removed. The stranger Ella showed them her wounds until Salomon's arrival and blood started to flow. Seeing this, the guards sounded the alarm. Using the doctor's arm, Ella fell into the basement, but hearing the guards approaching, hid with suspicion and spat acid at the guards, hurting them. She followed Salomon finally and learned that he was working on producing drugs to become stronger. At that time, her relatives talked about the opposite effect of the drug. At the same time, Eric came to the airport to take his son away. After visiting the laboratory and getting information about Ella's injuries, Eric took his son to jail and beat him. The jail took Max to Eric's house and the lonely Max found Ella's bracelet. The guards went down to the basement and Salomon showed the ventilation system. The girl, using superpowers, went up and fought Salomon and the guards prepared to chase before them. At the same time, Spider planted a bomb in the building and warned all the employees to evacuate within a few minutes. The jail hurriedly ordered evacuation, but Eric, believing it was a lie, insisted on continuing the chase. At the same time, Salomon thought about the reason why the internet campaign's drug was produced in Africa and concluded that it was damaged by poisonous air and the people's reaction was weakening. The campaign's drugs broke down as the operators broke down. Eric said he decided to sacrifice him because of this. At that time, one of the bombs exploded and they ran away. Hearing footsteps, Salomon took someone hostage, but it was Spider. Poisonous gas started to fill the basement, so they ran upstairs and hid in the women's room. Ella found the purpose of one of the bombs that exploded in the rooms. Max saved her at the last moment, and the girl stretched out her arms and breathed. After calming down a bit, Max returned her bracelet. A group running through the building hit Eric's nose, causing it to bleed. Salomon and Spiders fought, but if Ella didn't let go, they threatened to harm her son. Eric let her go, and the girl jumped from floor to floor and ran into the Spiders. The Spiders chased them in a van and tried to escape from the building. The guards started to chase, but Eric reminded them to be careful. Because of this, the van started to race. The car flipped over and ended up upside down. The guards arrived, but only saw Spider's body in the car. Ella and the Salomons ran through the forest. Reaching the bridge, Salomon told Ella to jump, but the girl didn't want to leave, and Salomon showed her the arm mutated by mutation. Salomon, who gave the last sample drug to the girl, arranged for Lazarus to work on it overnight and gave Ella the bracelet to run to the river and jump. Salomon was arrested, and Eric again forced him to create mutants. Fortunately, Spider, who appeared on all TV channels, warned the entire world not to be destroyed. At the same time, Ella, whose wings grew because of mutation, started chasing Lazarus and found him. Who is this? Angela herself separated from them. She came out of prison and is ready to fight for the future.